Let's begin video 16, lesson 13. We're finishing up our medium stone, and for a lot of people this is step 2 out of 3. We did our coarse stone. This is my medium, which is a diamond, and from here we're going to go to our fine stone. Many kits only have 3 stones, that's fine. Some have 4 or 5. I have a 5 stone kit. I can do most knives on 3, and we're going to do on 3 today just for the sake of these videos. You can see on the stone here the dark stuff at the end. That's a lot of carbon. That's the metal filings that came out of the knife. There's some at the end of it, so I know I'm doing good there. We're going to wipe off our blade. I did about 2 more passes between videos here to kind of get where we're at. Wipe off your blade carefully. See what we have. And it's looking pretty consistent now. I've got a good facet all the way down. Nice and smooth the whole way. I don't see any steps or any ridges or any one facet then another one, which means I accidentally got into a wrong angle guide on my jig here. Looks good all the way down. You can see that kind of a mirror effect. Looks good all the way down. Which side is my burr on? It's not this side. It's this side. I can still feel it on my fingerprint, barely with my fingernail, but you probably won't even be able to feel it with a scratch all now because it's getting so small, which is what we want. So clean that off. Again, always clean your stones after each use. Re-oil them. Once you get in the habit of doing that, you'll never have a problem. Run the pole back in, re-oil my stone. Make sure it's oiled on both ends. Then put the excess oil on my hand, my finger, onto the knife so none of it's wasted, and it'll be used anyway right here. Again, don't go against the blade, you'll cut yourself. Go with it like this. We're ready to put that stone back up so it goes back in your kit. You may be using a Lansky, you might be using a Gatco like this, so I just put the stone back in there. We're ready to go to ceramic next. You notice I just skipped my fine stone. I can do that because I know what I'm doing here. The difference, I've used these so much, the difference between my medium and my fine are very, very close. So I could use it, but I don't necessarily have to. We're trying to keep videos within reasonable length here. So pull out your next stone. Make sure the pole is out the right length. Always oil your stone again. That stone's ready to go. Couple notes on this particular knife. Right now, this is probably sharper than most people, than 99% of the people in this country's kitchen knives or pocket knives are. It's already really, really sharp. I can feel it already trying to cut my fingerprint, but not actually cut my skin. That's just on that other medium stone. Let me take the oil back off of here and get a better look. How sharp is it yet? Yeah, see, it's already cutting some hair off of my arm. So it's almost to the point where it can shave, and we still have a long way to go to get it beyond a surgeon's scalpel sharp. So wouldn't recommend shaving with it, but this is very, very sharp compared to what most people are used to. But we're going to do a lot better than that. Again, the burr is up. I can feel where the burr is at. We're ready to start our next stone, which is our finishing stone in this case. This will be the last piece of stone we actually use on the knife before we go on to other steps. Make sure there's oil on the metal. We've got oil on the stone. Let's do a pass with this one and see how it looks. You're going to see a big difference in the sound. You're going to hear a big difference in the sound and see a big difference in the facet of the stone, because this is a big jump. This is 1200 points per inch, and you're probably barely going to hear anything. Even though you don't hear it cutting or grating, it actually is cutting. It's just doing very, very tiny pieces at a time, which will give you that mirror finish and a really, really razor sharp edge. Just over time, I can feel how much drag I'm getting on the stone going across the metal, and I can tell what size stone I'm using. But when you first start, it's going to feel like it's not working. You're going to think, well, this stone's not working. I don't hear anything. I don't feel anything. But it is working. You get down to the end, you can look at your stone and see that black effluent there? That means it's working. That's starting to liberate more carbon. I was telling you about it. You probably can't see it on the video, but I can see black stuff floating around inside the actual oil. The metal won't float in the oil because it will sink. If stuff starts floating in the oil, that's carbon. Because this oil itself is a hydrocarbon chain, a bunch of carbons in a row, lined up, suspended together, so you can have carbon floating inside of that. But metal won't do that. I flipped over against the burr, doing a single pass on this side with my ceramic 1200 stone. Your kit might be a ceramic 1000, it might be 800 or 900, whatever your finishing stone is. You might have a diamond 1000, or I have a diamond 3000, and I have ceramic 1,000, 1,500, 200, and 2,000 and 3,000 stones, all ceramic also, and diamond. So depends on how far you want to go and how sharp you need your knife to be. Did one pass there, one pass here. Let's see what we have. Wipe the blade off carefully. It's getting very sharp. You can see now we're getting a much better shine on that edge right now. It's starting to have that mirror effect to it. I can still see the hazes and the scratch marks in it, but it's starting to look much sharper. When I go to feel it, yeah, see it, you can't see on the video, but it cuts into my fingerprint but not my skin, so I can shave off ridges of my fingerprint now but not actually cut into myself. So that's just light pressure. The burr is up, starting to look a lot better. Seems to be working okay. Let's do one more pass on this side. And for most people, this will be it. This will be finishing your fine stone, but we're going to go much further in future episodes. Let's go one pass on this side again. Use the same technique all the way out, all the way back. Make sure you don't roll off the end of the stone, because if you roll off the end, you'll knock your edge over. Then you have a big tooth knocked out on your cutting surface, which looks really ugly and doesn't make it cut very well. Again, a little bit more time out on the end because your attack angle is shallower. Come back, skip the tanto angle. Come back this way. And for a really cheap, fast, quick job, most people would say, I'm done right here. But we're not done yet. You can see the effluent, and we're making progress. Let's go to next video.